This short video is going to show you how to take attendance using PowerTeacher at the secondary school level. Now, to access this website, you'll be using the portal, and instructions will be given to you in September about how to use the portal to get access to PowerTeacher. You're going to log in using your School Connect username and password, and the connection between School Connect and PowerTeacher is a live connection. So if you change your password inside of School Connect, it'll automatically be changed inside of PowerTeacher. Now, please be aware that if the students were to learn your School Connect username and password, they will have access then to PowerTeacher, which will give them demographic information about students, phone numbers, addresses, email addresses, as well as eventually grade information and the ability to even enter grades. So you want to make sure that you protect your username and password, as there's a lot of access stored with that information. It's a good idea to regularly change your School Connect password, which will then obviously change it inside of PowerTeacher. But it's also really important not to log in front of a student using your School Connect username and password so that they can't look over your shoulder and figure out what your password is. So I'm going to log in using a generic teacher account that we've created for demonstration purposes. And when I log in, my classes will be listed. Now I'm going to be using just a setup class which has some generic students added to it. So I'm going to click on the chair icon to take attendance. When I do that, you can see that I'm given a bunch of information. I can change the date of when I'd like to take attendance. If there are any alerts about my students, they will show up as these little icons in the alerts column. So these alerts are varying depending on the type of alert. So the first icon shows a medical alert. So this would be any type of medical information that the office wishes to share with teachers. The second icon, which is actually an image of a person with a line struck through it, is a parent alert. So it's giving you information about custody issues, restraining orders, that sort of detail. The next one, which it looks like scales, that's actually supposed to be the scales of justice. It's a discipline alert. Now this was not the same as a log. So when students come down to the office and speak with a vice principal or an administrator, there's a log created about those interactions. Those notes will not be available. Those are private notes that the administration keeps on students. However, administration or guidance may choose, or student success may choose to create an alert that all students would be able, or all teachers would be able to see about a specific student. That's what you would see here. So that's a very specific type of alert that's created to be shared amongst all the teachers of that student. Last but not least, if it doesn't fit into one of those three categories, there's a spot for administration to put in other alerts. And other alerts might be anything that doesn't fall under medical, family, or discipline. And so that information would be provided to you. Now, to take attendance, you simply click beside the student's name, a drop-down menu will come up, and you'll have your option of late or unexplained absence. Choose the one that's appropriate, and then you'll notice that a little thought bubble icon comes up beside it. This is for you to be able to take an anecdotal note about that. So I can take an anecdotal note. Now that note will be stored just for me. It's not accessible to anyone else in the system. Nobody's able to read those notes. It's simply there for you as a teacher to be able to take down notes if you needed to reflect back on the attendance and you had written down why. It would show up there. If you teach a split class, so for example a grade 11, 12 stacked class in one period, they would be assigned two different course codes. But rather than having to go into each specific course and take attendance, you could click on the show multiple sections. This will then load up all the students from that period. So if you have a stacked 11, 12 and you click on show multiple sections, all of your 11s and 12s will show up in one big list rather than having to go into the grade 11 class, take attendance, go into the grade 12 class, take attendance. So now that I've entered my attendance, I simply click on submit. And you'll notice the little indicator light has gone green. Originally it was clear and now it's green. That green light means that I've taken attendance for that class. If all of your students were present that day, you would simply go in, click on the chair icon, click submit right away without putting in any attendance. That icon will turn green and it records that you know that everyone's present in your class rather than you forgot to take attendance, and that's why everyone's showing up as present. So it's just an indicator, a flag down for the attendance secretary at the office. Now there are other ways to take attendance. You can also take attendance using this grid icon. What this allows you to do is take attendance for multiple days. So if you know that a student's going to be away for a number of days, you can take attendance for each of those days. And so I can click on a day and simply enter my attendance by clicking on that day. When I click on it, the little drop down will show up and I can choose my absence reason. Now, when I do that, you'll notice at the top it tells me that I have unsaved changes. It won't let me leave this page without actually saving it. So it's a good reminder to you that that you need to save the page. You'll notice that there are days that are grayed out. These are non-instructional days. So a PD day would show up grayed out. Summer vacation, exam days are showing up as grayed out because those are non-instructional days where we're not taking attendance in our classes, and so the system knows which days you should be taking attendance and which you shouldn't. So I can then again click submit and it will record that attendance. As well, the last kind of way to take attendance is with the seating chart, and that's a handy way to do it. With the seating chart, you basically get a seating list for your students, and you can then choose which days you'd like to take attendance. And you can even set up your seating chart ahead of time so that you can add in things like doors and the blackboard and actually arrange this however you actually have your classroom set up. The nice thing is that if an on-call teacher or a supply teacher is then using the system to take attendance, they can actually come in and take attendance by the seating plan. And it's a nice way for them to visually be able to see each of the students. Normally a picture will be loaded for those students if we've got them in the system. And so they'd be able to do a visual cue, see who the student is by their picture, and take attendance on that. So to take attendance using the seating chart, you simply click on the student, choose the attendance reason. Again, you get a little thought bubble where you can put in an attendance note for yourself to reflect on later. So those are all the ways to take attendance. There's basically the three ways to take attendance. There's other information available here inside of Power Teacher, which subsequent videos will explain. For example, things like how do you access the demographic information, print off reports, etc.